In the last few weeks, a strange object moving through our solar system has captured the world's attention. Its name? 3I Atlas. Some scientists call it a comet. Others say it's something else entirely. But here's the twist. Decades ago, Baba Vanga, the blind mystic from Bulgaria, made a chilling prophecy
that a mysterious object from beyond the stars would enter our skies, bringing with it a message from another world.
Now, with 3I Atlas approaching, people are beginning to ask,
what was Baba Vanga's prediction finally coming true?
In the silent darkness of space, far beyond the orbit of Neptune, something unexpected has entered our solar system. An object unlike any we have ever seen before. Its name, 3I Atlas. When it was first detected, astronomers thought it was just another icy traveler, a fragment from some distant star system passing through on its endless journey. But as the data came in, that theory began to fall apart. This thing wasn't behaving like a comet. It wasn't spinning. It wasn't shedding dust and gas in the usual way. And it wasn't following a predictable gravitational path. It seemed alive, aware, or perhaps guided. And that's when people started remembering something. A prophecy. Decades ago, a blind mystic from Bulgaria named Baba Vanga spoke of a visitor from beyond the stars. She said a celestial messenger would come to Earth in a time of confusion, and humanity would be forced to look up, to question its place in the universe. For most, those words were just legend. But now, with 3I Atlas appearing exactly as she described, even skeptics are wondering, was this what she foresaw? Baba Vanga's story begins in 1911 in a small village called Strumica. As a young girl, she lived a simple rural life until one day a massive storm swept through her town. She was pulled into the air, thrown into a field, and later found covered in dust and debris. Her eyes were sealed shut by sand. She was blind, but she claimed that from that moment on, she could see things others could not. She described visions of wars, of disasters, of inventions that did not yet exist, and of visitors not from Earth. Throughout the 20th century, she made hundreds of predictions. Some came true with eerie accuracy. The breakup of the Soviet Union, the 9/11 attacks, the Fukushima disaster. Others remain unproven, buried in mystery. Among her more cryptic messages, she spoke of something that would come from beyond the light of the sun. She said it would appear as a star, but it would not be a star. It would carry knowledge, and it would test humanity's spirit. Now, in the year 2025, scientists are watching an object from interstellar space approach Earth, and its characteristics are unlike anything known. 3I Atlas was first detected by the Atlas Survey Telescope in Hawaii. It appeared as a faint, moving point, but within days it became brighter, almost as if reacting to observation. Its speed was too high for a normal comet. Its approach angle showed it came from outside our solar system, perhaps from another stellar neighborhood entirely. For astronomers, the discovery was historic. First came Oumuamua in 2017, a cigar-shaped interstellar rock. Then Borisov in 2019, a true comet from another system. But this third visitor was different. Its light curve wasn't random. It seemed to pulse at exact intervals, repeating every 16 hours. Radio telescopes soon began scanning the same region of space. To everyone's astonishment, several observatories picked up faint, rhythmic bursts in the microwave band. Narrow, deliberate frequencies, not the chaotic noise of cosmic radiation. NASA called it instrument interference. But within weeks, data from independent stations in Japan and Chile confirmed the pattern was real. And then suddenly, silence. The public data feed from the Atlas telescope stopped updating. When journalists asked NASA and ESA for comment, both agencies issued identical statements. "We are continuing to monitor 3I Atlas. There is no cause for concern." But behind that calm language, something was clearly being hidden. Leaked correspondence between two observatories hinted at classified imaging. According to one anonymous scientist, high-resolution optical scans showed 3I Atlas was not round. It appeared angular, symmetrical, almost mechanical.
Rumors exploded online. Was it a probe? A derelict spacecraft? A fragment of alien technology drifting between stars? And then came Baba Vanga's words again, spreading across social media like wildfire. When the traveler of light enters the path of Earth, mankind will face its reflection. People began comparing her phrases with the scientific data. The timing was uncanny. She had once said that the sign would appear in the era of screens and stars of metal, interpreted by many as the age of satellites and telescopes. She said it would be seen first by those who watched the sky from islands. And indeed, the discovery came from Hawaii. Coincidence? Or prophecy fulfilled? The more we looked, the stranger it became. 3I Atlas wasn't just moving through the solar system. It was subtly altering its course. When it passed near Jupiter, instruments recorded a small acceleration that couldn't be explained by gravity or solar pressure. Comets sometimes outgas jets of vapor that nudge their trajectory. But this acceleration was smooth, continuous, and perfectly timed with those same 16-hour light pulses. It was as if something inside the object was controlling its path. Scientists from Harvard and the University of Cambridge began debating the artificial hypothesis. A few dared to suggest it might be a craft, perhaps a probe built by another civilization, designed to drift silently from one system to the next, collecting data. Others warned that such claims were reckless, that humanity must stick to evidence. But even the most skeptical voices admitted, nature rarely builds perfect geometry. Meanwhile, as the public demanded answers, world space agencies went quiet. Funding shifted, observation windows closed, and yet small private telescopes and amateur astronomers continued to track the object, posting their results online. They noted its brightness seemed to modulate when it crossed Earth's orbital plane, almost as though responding to our observation. If this were all a coincidence, it was an extraordinary one. In the Balkans, followers of Baba Vanga began holding vigils. They reread her notes, preserved by her relatives. One passage stood out. "It will not speak with a tongue. Its light will be its voice." That line haunted astronomers who studied the data from 3I Atlas. The rhythmic pulsing of light, the timed bursts in radio frequencies, they were, in a sense, a voice made of light. But what was it saying? Some teams tried to decode the signal as binary. The pattern repeated, but the spacing between bursts changed slightly each cycle, as if encoding layers of information. No one has yet cracked it, or at least no one publicly admits to having done so. As months passed, 3I Atlas drew closer to the inner solar system. It was expected to reach its perihelion, the point nearest the Sun, in mid-2026. Yet as it approached, it began to slow down. Again, unnatural. No comet decelerates against the Sun's pull. At this point, conspiracy theories collided with genuine scientific panic. Private satellites directed toward the object were suddenly shut down. Several government observatories issued maintenance blackout notices that lasted for weeks. Something was being hidden, and in that silence, humanity began to wonder, are we witnessing the fulfillment of a prophecy written decades ago by a blind woman who claimed to hear voices from beyond? Those who followed Baba Vanga's teachings point out another of her visions. The visitor will awaken the sleeping minds. Some will fear it, some will worship it, but none will ignore it. Indeed, the world is paying attention. Every online feed, every scientific forum, every news channel has one name repeating: 3-Eye Atlas. The tension grows because we have been here before. In 2017, Oumuamua entered our system and left without explanation. It too showed non-gravitational acceleration. It too reflected light strangely. At the time, Harvard Dr. Avi Loeb suggested it might be alien technology, a discarded sail from an interstellar civilization. His idea was ridiculed. But now, 8 years later, with 3-Eye Atlas repeating the pattern on a grander scale, his theory no longer sounds impossible.
If Oumuamua was the first scout, could 3-Eye Atlas be the messenger? As our instruments grow stronger, so do our questions. The James Webb Space Telescope purportedly captured multiple frames showing faint structured lines around the object, almost like panels or ridges. Engineers argued it was a digital artifact. Others whispered about design. And then, the most chilling report of all, a small brief echo in Earth's upper atmosphere detected by radar, matching the exact frequency of 3-Eye Atlas's pulse, delayed by a fraction of a second, as if something had responded. No one knows what it means. The data was quickly classified. Throughout history, every culture has looked to the heavens for signs. The Mayans, the Egyptians, the Chinese astronomers who recorded comets as dragons or omens. Baba Vanga's prophecy fits into that timeless pattern. Humanity seeking meaning in the stars. But what if, this time, the stars really are speaking back? Even if we assume 3-Eye Atlas is natural, its arrival reminds us how little we truly understand about the universe. Interstellar space is filled with possibilities. Rogue planets, icy fragments, debris of civilizations long gone. Perhaps what we're seeing is a relic, drifting endlessly, carrying the fingerprints of another time. Or perhaps it's alive in some way we can't yet define. The deeper scientists look, the more questions arise. Why does the object's brightness shift in precise harmony with Earth's rotation? Why does it emit short-band signals at frequencies unused by natural sources? Why, above all, does its shape remain perfectly consistent despite solar winds that should tear any loose material apart? If Baba Vanga's prophecy is real, this may be the traveler of light she warned of, the one that forces humanity to choose between fear and understanding. She said, "When it arrives, the great nations will hide the truth, but the people will feel it in their dreams." Interestingly, psychologists have reported a spike in recurring dream patterns across several countries. Visions of bright objects, radiant disks, and feelings of being watched. Coincidence? Mass suggestion? Or resonance with something far greater moving through our solar system right now? Imagine for a moment that 3-Eye Atlas isn't a comet at all, but a device. A probe that left its home thousands, maybe millions of years ago, crossing the void until it found another civilization ready to notice it. We've done the same ourselves. The Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft, launched in the 1970s, carry golden records with sounds and images of Earth, drifting endlessly into interstellar space. Maybe 3-Eye Atlas is someone else's Voyager, an ancient message finally reaching us. And if so, what happens next? Do we answer? Do we even know how? As the object draws nearer, more telescopes are being pointed toward it. The European Space Agency plans to release a report, but insiders hint it may already be outdated. The object keeps changing. Its light pattern has doubled in intensity. Some believe it's preparing to leave, others think it's waiting for alignment with Earth.
Meanwhile, Baba Vanga's prophecy continues to echo through time. It will not bring war or peace, but revelation. Revelation. A word that can mean both understanding and the end of ignorance. Whether you believe in mystics or not, the coincidence is undeniable. A blind woman decades ago spoke of a celestial visitor that would come during an age of global uncertainty. Today, we watch a mysterious interstellar object behaving in ways we cannot explain. Perhaps prophecy is simply perception beyond time, a glimpse of truth our science hasn't caught up to yet. And perhaps 3i Atlas is here to remind us that we are not alone. For now, it drifts closer, silent yet speaking through patterns of light. Humanity stands at the window of the cosmos, waiting. The scientists measure. The believers pray. The skeptics doubt. But all of us look upward. If Baba Vanga was right, this visitor will change the way we see ourselves forever. Is it a comet? An alien probe? Or something even stranger? Something that reflects both our fears and our hopes, like a mirror held up to the species that calls itself intelligent. Soon, it will pass mere Earth's orbit. Soon, we may have our answer. Until then, remember her words, "The traveler of light will come from the darkness, and mankind will awaken beneath its gaze." And perhaps that awakening has already begun.